I'm Laura, and today I'll be sharing with you Meat of the Matter. This lesson explores the environmental impact of 4 different sources of protein: soy, chicken, pork, and beef. It's appropriate for middle school students with strong ties to science, social studies, and family and consumer sciences. In this lesson, students will compare and contrast the footprints of water, land area, and greenhouse gas emissions for the 4 proteins. They'll graph and interpret the data on global meat production and evaluate the social and environmental implications of a changing global diet. For the first part of this lesson, you'll need 1 copy of the provided worksheet for every pair of students. For the second part of the lesson, students will need the 4 provided impact grids, as well as blue, red, and green bingo chips. If you do not have the chips, then each group can use 1 blue marker, 1 red, and 1 green marker instead. Start by asking, do you think that we're eating more or less meat than people did 60 years ago? You can listen to some student ideas, and then students will answer the question by graphing data on the provided worksheet, which looks at global meat production of poultry, pork, and beef over time. Ask, what trends do you observe? They'll probably notice that it looks like we're producing more and more meat. So next, we'll think about what that means for our planet. For the second part of the lesson, divide students into groups of 4 and provide each group with a set of 4 impact grids, 60 blue chips, 80 red chips, and 90 green chips. Start by brainstorming the ways in which growing soy or raising livestock might create an environmental impact. Specifically, we'll be looking at the amount of water used, the greenhouse gases created, and the land area needed to produce soy, chicken, pork, and beef. So draw 3 columns on the whiteboard and label them water, greenhouse gases, and land. What are some specific ways that water is used to grow crops or to raise livestock? What are some specific things that create greenhouse gas emissions? What parts of growing soy or raising livestock take up space or use land? Now, on to the group work. Each student in the group will be responsible for one of the 4 proteins using their respective impact grids. They'll use chips to represent the environmental impact of growing the soy or of raising the chickens, pigs, or cows. Blue chips represent the amount of water needed to grow soy or raise animals. Red chips represent the greenhouse gases that are released. Green chips represent the amount of land needed. Use the teacher environmental impact sheet to read statistics to your students. For example, I'll share the water statistics. So I would read 1 blue chip equals 60 gallons of water. It takes approximately 300 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of soybeans. Soy, place 5 blue chips on your grid. It takes approximately 540 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of poultry. Poultry, place 9 blue chips on your grid. It takes approximately 720 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of pork. Pork, place 12 blue chips on your grid. It takes 1,860 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef. You'll follow the same format for greenhouse gas impact with green chips and land use with red chips. Here are the 4 completed impact grids. But oh no, the land footprint for beef is too big to fit on the grid. Now that students have a visual representation of the footprints of the 4 proteins, it's time to think about the differences and what this means for our world. Why do you think that some footprints are so large and others are so small? For example, why is there such a big difference in the water footprints between soy and beef? Students might say that cows live for a long time and they need to drink a lot of water over the course of their lives, where soy is grown and harvested in just 1 season. Also, cows eat a lot of grasses and grains, and those grasses and grains also need a lot of water to grow, which adds to the beef's water footprint. Compare the data in the grids to the graph that they made earlier for global meat production trends. The grids show the impact of producing 1 pound of protein. The graphs show how much of the protein is being produced overall. Using both sets of data, which meat do you think will have the biggest impact on the environment in 10 years? The lesson ends with brainstorming what kinds of things can or are farmers doing to reduce their impact? What can individuals like you do? What about governments? I hope you enjoyed Meat of the Matter. For more lessons like this one, go to populationeducation.org.